crafty friends. I'm back with another Christmas card with Brass and Bliss. I love this one, and it is so simple to put together. So if you're seeing this and you're like, oh my gosh, it's already, well, it's probably almost going to be December by the time you see this. You're like, I just need to put together a few Christmas cards, and you have something in your stash along this lines. This is like a border die, but I guess you could do it with, you know, a strip of snowflakes or any type of border die that you have, honestly. It's a very easy card to put together, but also I am trying to show you how to use your products more ways than one, pretty much. So we are going to die cut with this, and we are going to use as a stencil. So you've seen that I just did a standard piece of 4 1/4 by 5.5 cardstock of the red. I die cut that top border, so it is going to cut through because it does have a cutting side. You will want that. And then I took it out and shifted it down to the bottom and flipped it and cut it again. So we're going to essentially have that middle piece missing. I am then going to cut a regular piece of 4 1/4 by 5 white cardstock. It will come up here soon. Oh, cleaning up a little bit. Okay, so here is that 4 1/4. I am just going to butt the top one up to the top and the bottom one to the bottom. Very easy, guys, very easy. And I think just a stunning card altogether. It really comes together. Now, I did have a few times where I'm like, ooh, I feel like it needs something else. And you will see at the end that I do add a few rhinestones, but pretty much very simple. We are going to pick our sentiment from the Merry Christmas stamp set. Honestly, if you cannot find a Merry Christmas off of this stamp set, I don't know what to tell you. There's so many fonts. Like I said, this stamp set, if there's one stamp set in your stash for sentiments, let it be this one, because like I said, there's like 15 different fonts on here, anywhere from scripty to more classic script to more fancy. Like, there's just so much in this stamp set. I have used it probably for the past like 3 cards, and all 3 cards have all looked so much different. All right, so on that white backdrop, what you will want to do is you will want to heat emboss. If you don't even have heat emboss, you can just stamp. You don't even need to heat emboss, but this is stepping it up just a little bit. I'm going to heat emboss with some gold embossing powder. I do use Princess Gold from Ranger. I just think that this is like the perfect matte gold type. It doesn't too yellow. It isn't, too sparkly. I love this one. I have like 3 or 4 of these ones. I need to put it in a bigger container is what I need to do. All right, so we just put that in our Misty right there, and we are going to heat emboss that. The magic of card making, of course. There we go. So gorgeous. And then, like I said, we're honestly just going to go and put the top and the bottom of our pieces back together. And like I mentioned before, I did feel like I did need a little bit of something. You're going to see me flip-flop. I think I did leave it in here just to show you that even us, like more experienced or card makers that do make a lot of cards, we do go through like, oh, like this just needs a smidgen more, but I just didn't know what. I just didn't know. So anyways, we are using our Barely Arts glue. This is my absolute favorite glue. Another way to do this so you don't have to do all this teeny tiny glue is put double-sided adhesive on the back of this and then cut it. My next video, I'm going to show you guys how I use the double-sided adhesive. I've gotten a lot of questions about that in my lives. So I will show that, especially on these more intricate die cuts like these snowflakes. It's a really good time to use that double-sided adhesive. All right, so we did just cut off the edges. Here is where I'm going to show you how I went through and got some more snowflakes, and actually I'm using the double-sided adhesive right here. I put double-sided adhesive on just plain white paper, then I die cut right through it, and you're gonna see it just turns like pretty much everything into a sticker. It's amazing for those intricate die cuts that you don't want to go glue through, or glue everything. But I'm trying to add things, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do some more white. And then I just started looking at it, and from here, honestly, if I probably would have put more on it, I probably would have liked it. But I just thought that then it started just taking away from those borders. So then I brought out the extras that popped out of the die. And I was like, no, that's not it either. I was like, okay, gem, like rhinestones. Let's do a few center rhinestones. And I did these ones in just plain silver. You could do pretty much anything that you would like. Silver, reds, you know, whites, blacks, I mean, anything kind of. I'm like, okay, there's the first one. I'm like, no, the next one's needed too. So I ended up doing each side of those, as you're going to see. And then we're going to put a little cluster up above the S. And honestly, I think that that was like the perfect touch. I think that it added just enough to where it didn't overcomplicate this card, but also didn't take away from this card, but also added just a touch of glam that we were kind of missing. So I am using my wax pen to get these. As you can see, some of them I have a hard time flipping over, but most of the time we can get those pretty quickly. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, that's good, but we still need a little something. And those red ones back there were calling my name. I love using those red ones during Christmas time, of course. So I decided just to use little tiny ones. I didn't want anything huge. And so always do them in, you know, threes pretty much. So I dug 3 of those out of there and put those down. And that was where I was like, okay, like that looks good to me. Yep, there it is. It added a little bit of glitter along with the gold. You could have put gold in the center of those too. I went back and forth with the gold, but I decided to go with silver. All right, so there's our card. We're going to put it on our card base. We still kept the insides of those snowflakes. Always keep the insides, especially of snowflakes. We're going to use this Christmas set, I think is what this one is called. I will have everything linked below, of course. I loved these sentiments. I thought that it was, again, a nice classic sentiment. So we're going to line that up in our Misty and just stamp that down with our VersaFine. Oh, actually, I used my alcohol-friendly ink. Didn't realize I did that. Most of the time I don't. I'll use my VersaFine for inside my card, but it doesn't really matter. And it just, you know, I think that the longer sentiments in the card definitely start making your card feel more, you know, card like you get at the store. Then we're going to use the inside of those snowflakes still. Don't, you know, throw these away. They are useful inside the cards too. So cute. I love how that turned out. So we got our inside of our card done, outside of our card. Now, one last thing, and you guys loved how all of this turned out last time. We are going to die cut. You're going to see here after I get this card base put down. This is a time of year where I make sure to finish my cards. There's no reason just to leave a card base at this point of time. We are probably mailing these within the next week or so. So saving myself a little bit of time right here to just get that already on a card base. We are going to cut a nice piece of this red paper down that matches our card to 8.5 and 8.5. I do cut my envelopes down to 4.5 by 6. It's the one step above the A2, just because some of my bulkier cards I have found they just, you know, that one A2 size envelope is pretty snug. And this just gives my card just a little bit of extra. And if I want to slide in like photos of the family or something like that into the Christmas cards, I definitely can and have plenty of room. So we are using our We Are Memories Keeper punch to do that. And I die cut the border out of masking paper. So this is how we're going to use our dies past what they're used for, you know. So we are going to die cut this out of masking paper. You could honestly do this out of a piece of copy paper. It just won't stick down, obviously, and still get the same results. We're going to use our white pigment ink here with a pouncer, and we are just going to pounce our white pigment ink right on top of the stencil. I did choose a pouncer just because I wanted, a lot of the times for my white pigment ink, you're definitely going to see like the brush strokes. And I just like the look of pouncing. It's a lot softer. That's what I wanted. I just wanted a nice soft approach to this. And then, yeah, I kind of just pounced this. I think I did let it dry a little bit, and then I went over it with a second coating just to get a little bit more. And then I am going to also take the stencil off and pounce the edges a little bit with the white pigment ink. You're going to see here. Yeah, I think that was my cut right there. I turned the camera off and then let it dry just a little bit and kept on going. It does not need to be perfect. As you can see, some of it is coming up, but that is okay. This is going to turn out, and here we go. There's reveal. How adorable. Now, I thought that the edge was a little bit weird, so this is why I'm saying, and then I dropped the darn brush on it. Anyways, where I'm going to take it and just pounce those edges, and look at how pretty that is. And we have a coordinating envelope. Super easy way to stretch our supplies. We buy these and invest in these, so definitely use them to all of your advantage. And there is our envelope with our matching card. I love this. Let me know if you are loving the matching envelope or coordinating envelope videos below. I would love to hear from you, and I hope that you are having a fantastic December, and I will see you in the next one.